Hi there, my name is Chad Jordan. I'm the VP of Business Development for Brands at Sochi. But my role in sales is less important right now than the experience I've had as a digital marketer for the past 5 years. Trust me, I've never won any awards in sales, any achievements or recognition I've ever received through my career. It's really been through digital marketing for a national brand, a place I still love dearly, Sport Clips. And though I'm no longer there, it's tough for me to turn that switch off, especially with everything happening right now around the coronavirus and the impending impact that social distancing is going to have on the entire country, heck, the entire world. So I've been thinking a lot about how brands and small businesses should be acting and reacting to all that's going on right now. So with that in mind, I've got 3 quick suggestions for companies that I would love to see get adopted this coming week. We just rounded the Ides of March with no idea of really what's to come, unprecedented times. Here are 3 things I would be doing at my brand or business over the course of this next wild, unpredictable week. First, with social distancing on the horizon, you can't afford to be tone deaf. Don't be tone deaf right now. Business as usual is out the window. I'm still seeing brands and companies of all sizes send pre-scheduled email campaigns, and they're putting out posts on social media as though nothing unusual is happening right now. It's the proverbial ostrich sticking its head in the ground, and it shows a complete disregard for understanding what your customers are going through. Look, we understand that your business has bills to pay and that all of this stuff that's happening is decimating your bottom line. But guess what? That's happening to all of us. We're all scared for the financial impact, but we're also bracing for an invisible hurricane that no Doppler radar can accurately predict. We are all on edge right now. So your traditional and planned marketing strategies are not just going to be wasted. If you're not careful, they're going to be resented. Additionally, as you're not being tone deaf, you have to read the room. In other words, I would shy away from being snarky or like too lighthearted with my content right now. I've seen some places they're offering free rolls of toilet paper or free surgical masks with the purchase of a product. I get it. I appreciate the humor that's brought over the past week, but things are shifting right now. And so going down that path from here on out, it will completely backfire if we do see a widespread health crisis. So don't dismiss people's fear as hysteria or some overblown reaction, or they can't take a joke. Please don't get political. That's a no-win situation I promise you will regret. And you don't have to be morbid, but don't be too flippant in your approach this week to your customers. So read the room, tap into the energy that's out there, and look for ways you can help. This should not be an opportunity to profit or capitalize on the panic. Instead of focusing on ways to profit, focus on ways to problem solve. Those are the companies we're going to remember when this is all said and done. Earn my trust through this crisis. Show me you genuinely care, and you will have a fan and a customer for life. For instance, let's say that I was in the marketing department for a commercial cleaning company. I won't name one. There's some really good big ones out there. They have a real opportunity right now, don't they? They could look at this whole environment that's happening and they could say, finally, our time has come. No one ever thinks about commercial cleaning. And now we've got folks over a barrel. We have them right where we want them. Let's run Facebook ads. Let's send emails. Let's post a bunch of stuff on social media. Let companies know we're ready to take their money. This could be a record quarter for us, a record year for us. Okay, that would certainly be within their right to do that. But what if they're messaging on social media and in paid ads and all that, email? What if it was around ways they're committed to helping the community through all of this, especially like the vulnerable? What if they went on record saying something like, as you can imagine, we're getting flooded with requests to make companies and certain areas as clean as possible. Our staff is working diligently to meet the demand. But in the midst of this, we recognize there's some vulnerable parts of our society that also need our attention. Senior citizens, along with the disabled and infirmed, are having a tough time getting their homes completely disinfected and ready for all of this. So that makes our hearts ache. We feel this needs to be addressed. That's why starting today, we're going to provide a free hour of cleaning to any home or residence of someone that's vulnerable, as long as we have the staff to do so. And look, because of the demand, we won't be able to stay longer than an hour at each facility, but we'll do the best that we can in that hour. If you can't wait until we arrive, or if we're not able to get to your spot, we've also made a short video demonstrating some areas that typically need to be disinfected at each home and what kind of cleaning supplies we recommend. That video can be found on YouTube. What if you did that? What if the company did that? Now, before I leave this point, let me say what I think is really the most important part of not being tone deaf, and it's this. Your employees are not commodities. Your employees are not pawns for you to prop up and use to convince your customers that life's just going to go on as normal for your company, so the customer should go ahead and come on in. Your employees, even more than your customers, should be your number one priority. I love the response from the Taco Bell CEO, who said they're still paying their employees who have to stay home and can't work for store closures or are too scared to work. I love the Delta CEO. He decided he's going to donate his salary for 6 months to his employees that are losing wages through all of this. So let your customers know what you're doing on behalf of your employees, or maybe you're a franchise brand, what you're doing on behalf of your franchisees. Well, some of my favorite people in the world are franchisees, and they're having a struggle during the uncertain times. Let us know what you're doing for them, and that will go a long way. Trust me. So for my example, imagine the cleaning company said something like this. Hey, because the safety and well-being of our employees is our number one concern, and because they have bills to pay, we're extending our paid time off policy to cover days they miss for the rest of this month due to the coronavirus. Some employees will insist on working, but others won't be able to because they have unexpected childcare issues all of a sudden, or they themselves are vulnerable and they'll need to stay home during these next few weeks. Rest assured, we're committed to their health and we'll make sure that they get paid regardless. Imagine if your company isn't tone deaf, doesn't do business as usual, reads the room, solves problems, and takes care of its employees through all of this, that you keep your head somehow. Imagine the impact that will have long term, not just on your business, but on everybody around you. So the second recommendation, after not being tone deaf, the second recommendation I would have for companies this week is contact businesses and business associates around you, companies around you, so you can put together a co-op to meet as many needs as possible. Having owned my own chain of restaurants many years ago, this is the kind of stuff I would do for special occasions, for community-wide events. While this is a special occasion, a community-wide event, maybe albeit not the one that we ever expected. So put your heads together, come up with some out-of-the-box ways to, again, problem solve and meet needs. And remember that profit is not your motive right now. Helpfulness is. So post on all of your social media channels what you're doing together. Message your customers, all of you. Share what your ideas are for ways that your co-op of companies can help. And here's another thought. Ask for your customers and their customers, everybody's customers, input and suggestions. Especially, everybody's going to be home, social distancing. They're still going to be on social media. So create conversations and watch your customers rise up and become champions and leaders in your community. I think you'll be surprised by the response. Again, for my commercial cleaning company example, imagine if I contacted some restaurants and I arranged to have food delivered by that restaurant to the home while I was finishing cleaning the home. Perhaps the food could be complimentary or reduced or for donation or for tips for the driver or the worker. But just think about the good you'd be doing and the value you'd be bringing during some stressful times. Okay, so I'd make sure I wasn't being tone deaf. I would quickly create or leverage an existing co-op. And the other step I would commit to do this week, the third thing, I'd commit to leading with love. I know that sounds lofty, but all I mean is I'd be sure to show that my brand or my company is in fact empathetic. But not because empathy was an angle I was looking to leverage. Empathy should not be a strategy. It should be a core value. So tap into those rivers of compassion that flow deeply throughout your company and let them bubble up to the surface as refreshing water during this stressful time. It's like, I know many of you are fans of Mr. Rogers. It's like his advice about what to do when a crisis hits. Don't look at the disaster, look for the helpers. We have folks on the front lines of all this right now. Everyone from medical professionals to grocery store workers to folks in the beauty industry. Do something for those people. Offer them something, either now, a way you can help them, or a token of your gratitude when all's said and done, gift certificates or discounts, something. Lead with love. Again, with my example, I would post, if I was at commercial cleaning company, I would post on social media a picture or a short video of my team cleaning a home of a grandma. But I wouldn't post it to say, look what we're doing for this grandma. The post would focus on her and how many grandchildren she has and what is her favorite thing to do with them and does she like to knit clothes for them and all that kind of stuff. I'd mention how precious she is, something about her life, what a joy and an honor it was to get to spend time at her home and getting to help her. Think about it. Everything I use as an example had little to do with my actual business. A commercial cleaning company would clean office buildings and dentists and restaurants, but I was focusing on residential areas in my example. That doesn't seem normal, but that's the point. This is all not normal. This is unlike anything we've ever dealt with. This is not like 9/11. This is not like the recession of 2008 and 2009. We have to adjust. We have to adapt. So go against the flow. Buck the trend to double down on your normal marketing efforts and take my advice. Don't be tone deaf. Create a co-op and lead with love. I'm sure through all this I'll have more thoughts as everything unfolds, but I hope you found a nugget or two in this video. I'm not even going to put my contact info here. If you want to talk more or pick my brain, feel free to find out other ways to reach me. More than anything, though, be safe and God bless.